and welcome to Physical Therapy, a movie podcast. My name is Kurt.
And I am Sam.
We're here every week talking movies largely inspired by the world of physical media. And today is our last episode of the year, and we are talking about holiday picks. Sam and I have rated our collections for movies inspired by the holidays, and we're going to be talking about those in a little bit. We're also joined by our fantastic producer, Kimberly. Kimmy, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Berry.
Wow.
Can't say Merry Christmas. War on Christmas and all, huh, Kim?
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
What's your Christmas wish?
My Christmas wish is to watch some of these movies that you keep buying so they're not stacking up in my zone. We need to watch some of these things, and I'm just staring at so many stacks.
My New Year's wish is to pull a title out of the shame pile and have the rest of the shame pile hit me in the head and kill me.
We could arrange this.
It's also pretty wild that we're about to close out the year. As Kurt mentioned, this is our last episode for the year, but
the year we started this podcast.
Yeah, we started this podcast this year. In what, February?
I think March. Could have been February. I think it was the top of March.
Okay. So we started talking about it probably late January, early February.
Yeah. I got down on my knees and begged you both to be on this show. And it took a lot of convincing.
Not on my part. He's like, hey, do you want to start a podcast? And I was like, yep, done. I have absolutely nothing else going on.
I was like, hey, do you need an excuse to buy more shit?
Yeah, no shit, man.
I just checked. March 14th was when Kindergarten Cop episode was released.
Dude, next March 14th, we're doing Kindergarten Cop again.
Every March, we do Kindergarten Cop. Perfect.
From Kindergarten Cop to Turbulence, we've really gone.
Wow.
Yeah, we've run the gambit, dude.
Yeah. All right, before we get into these holiday movies, it's been a long time since we've talked about announcements.
Yeah.
And I feel like as we approach 2025, it's a great opportunity to talk about some of the movies we're excited for that are coming out on physical media, either for the first time or upgrades. And as listeners of this show know, we always end by putting out wishes into the physical media universe for titles on formats that do not yet exist. And a lot of these announcements are wishes come true. And that's always extra special.
I like to think that all the studio heads have been listening to our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just answering our wishes left and right.
The studio gods are paying attention.
Honestly, man.
I'm going to kick this off here because I think my first wish was for Panic Room, David Fincher's Panic Room, and that has been confirmed by Sony.
Yeah.
It's coming out in February on 4K. This is a movie that never had a life, in the States anyways, on Blu-ray. So it is jumping from DVD to 4K. This is early 2000s, right? David Fincher directing Jodie Foster, a very young Kristen Stewart.
Jared Leto.
And Jared Leto in maybe his finest hour.
Forrest Whitaker.
Dwight
Yoakam, I believe.
Jodie Foster plays a recently divorced mother living in a unbelievable brownstone in New York City that is many stories tall, at the top of which, connected to her bedroom, is a panic room, and a break-in ensues, and she becomes stuck in this panic room, fending for her life. And you better fucking believe we're doing that on this show.
Well, let's highlight, there's a lot of Fincher stuff coming out. You got Panic Room. They announced a standalone version of The Social Network.
Yeah.
Seven got announced.
Yep, Seven's coming out January. Zodiac just came out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Fincher coming out. I'm really excited for The Social Network. It's been a very long time since I've seen that.
Steelbook only. Are you all right with that?
I think it's the same thing on Panic Room.
That's true. That is true.
So that sucks.
It's one of those things that's like, do you hold out? Because maybe it won't only be that way, or maybe it will. God, they got us by the balls. It's just, dude, that's the game.
I just hate Steelbook so much.
The fear of, is this going to go out of print? Is this the only version?
Yeah.
Do I wait? Do I not wait? It's awful.
Our lives are really hard.
This is very important stuff.
An early on wish of mine got answered. We're getting Anton Corbijn's Control.
Yeah.
The story of Ian Curtis from Joy Division.
From who?
Umbrella. And they are packaging it with a, I believe, 2007 documentary just called Joy Division.
Okay.
Which I never actually got to see at the time. I remember it playing in Chicago, but it's supposed to be great. So I'm really excited to see both of those.
I want to see that too.
I was so excited for you when I saw that they were doing that.
Dude.
It's one of those movies that's like, it's pretty niche, I would say. I was hoping for you that it would happen, but I wasn't sure. Like, I was like, who's going to do that? And
Yeah.
what a delight.
Honestly, like I pretty much leapt out of my skin, and then part of me got like slightly butthurt that it's not a 4K, and then I, started to think the last time I watched this movie was on DVD.
Yeah.
Even a Blu-ray is like way welcomed at this point.
For sure.
I can't wait. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to grab that. I actually already pre-ordered it.
In that same announcement, I think this was also one of my wishes, was Todd Field's first film, In the Bedroom, is coming out on Blu-ray for the first time.
That is actually is that Umbrella as well? No, I think that's Imprint, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
They're both from Australia, but they're different labels.
Yes. In the Bedroom was announced, and then alongside that, another amazing movie that's only ever been on DVD called Man Bites Dog.
Yes, which I've never seen.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's this like British, I guess you'd call it a mockumentary, but it's a very disturbing mockumentary about a film crew making a documentary about a serial killer and becoming complicit with his actions and like accessories, and it's very funny and unbelievably like fucked up. It's amazing. Criterion has a DVD of it, but that's it.
That's been a movie that has been on my list forever, so it's fun that I'll be able to like see it fairly easily. A lot of fun Arrow stuff got announced. We got Deep Blue Sea coming on 4K.
Oof.
Did we talk about that they also... No, we did. My Beloved Cruising is getting a 4K release.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that.
They're upgrading De Palma's Dress to Kill in 4K. I'm always kind of confused on do I buy the Arrow 4K, or is this... Criterion put out a Blu-ray of Dress to Kill not too long ago. Is this a thing that they're going to upgrade, do we think? Because I believe that the Arrow 4K is a UK release.
I think so. But do you know there's a Kino 4K of it?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Which is great.
Criterion's probably not putting it out then.
I've noticed that companies like BFI, the UK label, sometimes they'll upgrade things to 4K and then like immediately Criterion does it.
Interesting.
Even Second Sight, that's happened with, but I haven't really noticed it with Arrow.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how that works, Do they still have the rights for Dress to Kill? Presumably it's still in print, so
yeah.
Maybe that's like an easy movie to get the rights to because it's on so many different labels, but the Kino one is awesome. The artwork for the Arrow one is really great.
It's been a very long time since I've seen that movie. I'm sure I will pick it up down the line. Probably wait till like a Barnes & Noble Arrow. Oh, I guess if this is a UK only one, I'm not going to find it in stores.
Yeah.
Bummer, gang. Bummer. Guess I got to buy it tonight then.
I am so excited for January's Tarantino releases. They're doing Jackie Brown and Kill Bill 1 and 2. I really want to do Kill Bill on the show. That's like a deeply nostalgic, important movie for me.
I'd love to.
So it's really cool to have those. Still waiting for Django, but happy to get those.
God, yeah. Can we get a Django already? I sold my stupid ass copy of it because I hated the case so much.
Oh, yeah. Criterion's upgrading Thief.
Yep. That's a great early Michael Mann movie.
I'm stoked on that for sure.
Yo, Kino is upgrading My Beloved Uncle Buck in February.
Hell yeah. Uncle Buck? Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck. The fuck? It's Uncle Buck. They're also putting out another John Candy movie called Summer Rental, which I've never seen. What's up with that?
Incredible cover.
Oh, so good.
Tagline for that movie is Life's a Beach.
Dude, sold.
Sam, what's up with the...
Oh my God.
Sam, what's up with the general's daughter?
Dude, we've talked about it on the show before.
Yeah, but what's up with it?
It's bad.
4K, dog. Kino.
As I said on the show, on the episode that we talked about, it's the first time that I saw a dildo.
Oh, yeah. It's so crazy that we've made so many episodes of this that I forgot you said that.
It's no longer significant.
It's no longer significant.
We got dates for both Daylight and Dante's Peak.
Hell yes.
From Kino, both on 4K. Sign me up.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Which one?
Dante's Peak.
Yo,
Kim, what do you know about Daylight?
I've never seen it.
dog, double feature.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
We're doing a double feature of Kino releases. Dude, actually, here's the real question. Here is the real question. What is up with Crawl Space?
I don't know. I don't know that movie.
Neither do I. Kino announced it. It's on their Kino Cult label.
Blu-ray only, right?
Yeah, just a Blu-ray only. Klaus Kinski, saw it on Instagram and I immediately sent it to Kurt. And I just said, the fuck's up with crawl space, and he sent back a question mark. So we're doing great over here.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yo, if anybody knows what's up with crawl space, get at me. I'm really excited for this Blue Underground 4K of Venom.
Yeah, that looks cool for sure.
I believe it's like
Wait,
some people.
Venom?
Not the,
Venom.
like,
Venom.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh my God, guys.
No.
You want to talk about how I saw Kraven the Hunter?
Oh my God, you saw it?
I mean, I love ATJ, but
Let me tell you,
what's
Kraven
up
the
with
Hunter,
Kraven the Hunter?
while being truly one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, eons better than Gladiator 2.
Wow.
Wow. Someone told me Gladiator 2 is Christopher Nolan's favorite film of the year, and now I'm like, is Gladiator 2 tight?
It is not. Dude, there are like large portions of Kraven the Hunter that are like don't look finished in any way, and it's like just so much better than Gladiator 2.
What's up with Encendies? Have you seen that?
I rented it from Movie Madness once.
Oh shit, I've heard it's so good.
They're doing a 4K of that.
Who is that again? Who's putting that out? I believe it's another Australian company.
101, is that a company?
Oh yeah, I have a couple releases from them.
Cool.
That Abel Ferrara movie with Tom Berenger, Fear City.
Damn, what's up with Fear City?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Maybe we should change this podcast name to What's Up With.
What's up with? You know what I just saw that got announced that I'm really excited for? Shout Factory is doing Bring It On.
Wow, really? I didn't see that.
Kim?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Should also highlight a movie I did early on in season 1, Body Parts.
And Orca.
And Orca. Body Parts is coming from
They both are.
Kino. They're both coming from Kino?
Yeah, 4Ks of both of those.
Damn, hell yeah. I highly recommend both of those movies.
Dude, what's up with Reindeer Games?
Reindeer Games, unfortunately, sucks.
Oh no, I pre-ordered it.
Did you really? Dude,
Yeah.
I tried to talk you out of it so many times.
What's up with Constantine?
Oh God, it's not great. But there's this like whole sequence in hell that's pretty fun.
Kim, say no more. I'm buying it right
You're
this
speaking
second.
our language.
Keanu just wandering around and
You know who
Is
his...
Shia in it?
Yeah, his Shia's his
my
like
God, I
little
forgot
his
about
little
that.
right-hand man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I need to rewatch this, I think.
Another Criterion upgrade was Punch Drunk Love. I don't know if we mentioned that on the show or not before, but cannot wait.
Yeah, I got that in the Columbia set, the 4K.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that was in there. That's awesome. So I'm sure, we're going to end up doing a lot of these titles on the show. There's been a lot of really fun announcements towards the end of the year. So stick with us, gang.
Damn, physical media is alive and well, people.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, mainly because of this podcast.
Mainly because of this podcast.
That only our moms listen to.
Lots to look forward to in 2025, Sam. I look forward to talking about all these great movies with you and lamenting for our lost dollars.
Honestly, you know what I'm really excited for is that we're both going to spend an absurd amount of money on Constantine and watch it and go, this sucks. But I'm here for it. It's all part of the journey.
I'm here for it too. And I'm glad not to be alone. And isn't that what Christmas is all about? Community, gathering close to your loved ones, and revisiting holiday classics. Let's get into it. All right, Sam, you and I each picked 3?
Yeah.
Technically, 3 titles.
I did 3.5, honestly.
You have 3.5.
One was like pre-show entertainment.
I actually don't know how to do the math on mine. Mine's interesting.
Ooh.
I have 2.75
Interesting. Okay.
is one way to look at it, or I have 5.
Okay. I'm extremely confused. So
Yeah.
do you want to start?
Sure.
If you have more?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
I had a lovely time going back in time
Mm-hmm.
and checking a very nostalgic box with a 4K 3-pack box set, if you will, of the Rankin and Bass
Nice.
Classic Christmas Specials collection.
Okay. Can I guess what 3 are in there? Because I don't know what they are.
Yes, so just real quickly, these are 1960s stop motion / animation, hour-long or less Christmas specials made for television.
Rudolph.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yep.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman.
Yep.
Very well done, Sam.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Frosty the Snowman is a, cell animation. Is that what we call it? Hand-drawn
Yes.
animation. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus is Coming to Town are primarily stop motion,
Yep.
featuring a little bit of cell animation, but primarily stop motion. These are so well done.
Mm-hmm.
Just the most charming aesthetics, absolute definition of like practical, like you want to just reach your hand in and touch it, environments, characters, and they look so great on 4K.
I'm sure.
And you can just see all the detail, all the kind of, you can see the seams, but in a really charming way. These are movies I grew up watching but have not seen since. I was very young.
Yeah.
So it was just so delightful to revisit it. And, you know, they're just so sweet, and they're all musicals. They all have kind of a narrator that's leading you through it. One of them is narrated by Fred Astaire, who is personified by a small kind of mailman in the North Pole that looks just like Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
It's just...
That's right.
It's just delightful. And they're all like pretty much just based on these songs, these classic Christmas songs that they've expanded into hour-long little narratives with a bunch of other original music.
When I was growing up, we had a VHS box set of those three and Little Drummer Boy as well.
Mm.
But who the fuck cares about that one?
Yeah, this was great. It was on sale on Black Friday. It's a Universal release from 2 years ago. And like I said, they're all short. You know, you can watch all three in like the time span of a slightly longer movie. And
yeah, without a doubt. If there's one criticism, it's that Santa Claus and basically everybody else in Rudolph are a bunch of fucking shitheads.
absolute assholes.
Yeah.
Like absolute assholes.
Yeah.
For seemingly no reason at all.
Rudolph has a little red nose,
so sweet.
and his dad, Donner, is just a prick
Yeah.
about
Fuck
it.
them all, dog.
Fuck them all, dude.
Little Hermie just wants to be a dentist.
Yeah.
And we got some piece of shit elf like,
Yeah.
get back making toys. It's crazy. I will also say that there is a misfit toy on the island of misfit toys that is a like water gun that's just filled with jelly.
Yeah.
That is not an inherent flaw in the toy. That is an inherent flaw in whoever put fucking jelly in it.
Yeah. Fuck that kid.
Yeah. My God, these poor toys, dude.
These poor toys.
These all have individual releases, and this is clearly just sort of 3 individual releases packaged together.
Okay.
They don't have their own cases or anything, but you can just tell by the fact that there are repeated special features and stuff like that. There's a documentary, like an hour-long documentary about Rankin and Bass on each one, the same thing.
Cool.
And then there are individual special features for each movie. It's great for anybody that's a fan of this kind of style, or Rankin and Bass specifically, these guys. It was really fun to revisit it, and I projected them, and like the detail is astounding in 4K. It was really cool.
I've been thinking about these types of Christmas movies a lot lately, and those are ones that I would like to have just to kind of set the mood a little bit, you know.
Absolutely.
They're a lot of fun to watch during this season.
What do you got, Sam?
Kind of on that note, I'm going to start with my 1.5 release,
Okay.
which is the 1966 brilliant TV movie of How the Grinch Stole Christmas
Incredible.
into the 1984 masterpiece Gremlins. So I did a little like, you know how back in the day we used to do Looney Tunes short before a movie?
Yeah.
I tried to kind of set up a screening like that.
That's fun.
Yeah.
How did you watch that one, the 60s one?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Yeah.
I actually rented the 4K from Movie Madness.
How is it?
It is incredible.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The colors pop like crazy. The detail's amazing. It's like 27 minutes, right? So it's quick. And it's Chuck Jones who directed it.
Oh, really?
From beautiful Looney Tunes fame.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
Boris Karloff not only is the narrator, but he's the voice of the Grinch. The Grinch songs are so fun.
So good.
Like the 3 that you just talked about, Kurt, is like, it's a movie that I grew up watching more so than anything else. You throw in Charlie Brown Christmas and it's pretty like,
Yeah.
those are the 5 that we watched more
Same.
than anything.
Yeah.
It was cycled through.
Yep.
Those
Yeah.
5 or 3. Yeah.
You know, the Grinch it's pretty much like 20 minutes of masterwork.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's very heartfelt. It's very touching. It's an incredible adaptation of a book while also capturing the style of the book and the style of Dr. Seuss and kind of expanding on that. So to watch that and like have such a nostalgic fun time right into what I think is like a true 80s masterpiece in Joe Dante's Gremlins. What a fun night. And what should we say about Gremlins? It is the craziest PG Christmas movie of all time.
I watched it for the first time last year.
Isn't that
Dude,
crazy?
There is a scene in which A bunch of gremlins are in a bar getting drunk. One has 3 lit cigarettes in his mouth. One exposes himself to Phoebe Cates while he's wearing like sunglasses and a bomber jacket. There's another who shoots a guy for cheating at cards. This is all in a like studio set, studio shot Christmas movie from the mid 80s. It is so fun. It's such a cultural...
Spielberg produced?
Yeah. Spielberg produced. Joe Dante directed. Just incredible, weird stuff happening in this movie. And it's just awesome, dude. It's like a weird horror movie that was intended for kids, but was also probably pretty scary to kids at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While also being like, this takes place on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And Phoebe Cates is sitting there being like, I don't like Christmas because when I was a kid, my dad dressed up like Santa Claus and climbed in our chimney and broke his neck and rotted in our chimney.
Oh.
Like,
Wow.
what?
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's just, not to sit here and be like, they don't make them like they used to anymore. But it very much, I do miss kind of like family, younger entertainment that was intended for every age of people in that family.
It's a fine art to be able to check all those boxes at the same time.
I don't think it exists anymore. I feel like
No.
it's just sort of categorized in so much now.
And we kind of, it's like the idea of a smoking gremlin, like you would never see that in a kid's movie. Like just the idea of somebody smoking in a kid's movie is so taboo at this point. But it's a cool time capsule of a different time. And it's this beautiful practical effects driven.
The effects are so good and the
And the
puppets
puppetry is great. Yeah, I hadn't seen it in a while. And unfortunately, I searched all over Portland and could not find a physical 4K copy of it. Movie Madness was fresh out, so I had to stream it, but it is on the top of my buy list.
Nice.
You have this 4K, right?
I do.
I actually know that because we talked about it on an early episode in season 1, because you said you're like, I have like 4 copies of Gremlins downstairs.
Yeah.
No fucking wonder I couldn't find any in Portland.
Yeah, Kurt
I
bought
got
them
them all.
sent them back.
They were all absolutely mangled from Amazon. And the one I have is mangled. It's driving me. All I've been thinking about since I haven't even been listening to you, Sam. All I've been thinking about is like, God,
Oh my God.
how do I get a new like
fucked up my
case for
copy of
my Gremlins?
is.
Oh my God.
All right, so I'm gonna move next into the horror space.
Ooh.
And Sam, I think you'll have a lot to say about this one because you just saw it on 35 millimeter film.
Ooh.
And that is Scream Factory's, new 4K release of Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984.
Okay, so before you say anything, had you seen this?
No.
Okay. Did you know there was like the best song of the 80s written for this movie that takes place in the middle?
No.
On the opposite side of the door. That's how it goes? Yeah. On the warm side of the door, that's what it is.
This is a movie about a young boy and his parents and younger sister,
It's a brother.
younger brother, who they're on the road to see their grandparents for Christmas Eve, right? Or they're going to see their grandfather.
In a psychiatric hospital.
Oh boy.
And their grandfather cannot speak. He is mute. And this main little young boy is left alone with the grandfather at the psychiatric hospital. And suddenly the grandfather turns to him, this is the beginning of the movie, and just delivers this like fucking monologue about how on Christmas Eve, Santa comes and he's going to kill all the kids or all the bad kids.
The naughty kids. Yeah,
the naughty kids. And then goes back to being mute and nobody knows that he spoke to this boy. Then hard cut to a criminal dressed as Santa Claus robbing a convenience store where he kills the clerk and drives away. And then this family is on the freeway. They approach a stalled car where this Santa man is asking for help, and who wouldn't want to help Santa? It's Christmas Eve, for God's sakes. And this Santa-dressed criminal murders and like sexually assaults this kid's mother and
Mom and dad.
then this movie follows this little boy as he grows up in a like foster care and becomes an adult who dresses as Santa Claus and snaps and goes on a murder spree. Is that
Well, he doesn't want to dress as Santa Claus. He's working at a toy store and the owner of the toy store is like, I need you to dress up as Santa Claus. And it literally breaks his brain.
It breaks his brain.
Then he goes off and kills people.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Dude, this movie fucking rules. So as Kurt just mentioned, the Hollywood Theater here in Portland they own a print of this on 35 millimeter, and they show it every holiday season.
Hell yeah.
So I've seen it a couple times there. And it's like so stupid and awesome.
Yeah, it's bad, but great.
Yeah, without a doubt. When this movie came out, it was so like picketed and people were on strike about it. Yeah, that they pulled it from theaters.
Oh wow, they were like, how could you ever deface Santa Claus?
And your two fucking beloved losers, Siskel and Ebert, fucking like destroyed this movie. They went on their stupid...
I got no Siskel stock, dog. Don't come at me.
I gotta put it out there. I've been watching a lot of their show from the 90s and the 80s. Those are two fucking dudes who, you know what? This is a hot take. Fuck both of them. They're so fucking wrong on much shit. They're so fucking wrong.
No way, dude. Ebert rules. Ebert's rules. Great.
The fact that Ebert like reviewed all these movies poorly and then years later walked it the fuck back is like, get a
please, like clue. You've never rediscovered a movie that you didn't like the first time?
My entire life. So the point is like during Silent Night, Deadly Night's original run, they went on their show and they hated this movie so much, and not just hated it, they read the name of the producer, director, and writer about 4 times like on their show because they're like, shame on you. How dare you put an axe in Santa Claus's hands? You're terrible people. Shame on you. And you want to go, hey, losers, Santa isn't real. And by the way, this isn't Santa Claus killing people. It's somebody dressed up as Santa.
Yeah.
Fucking yawn, man. What's up with the 80s being the prudest losers ever?
I hope there's no 5-year-olds listening to our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert for Santa.
Sorry about this.
But I'm happy you saw it. You got this new Scream then?
Yeah, it was great.
Cool.
Great 4K. There's a couple cuts on Blu-ray.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think the theatrical cut is the only one on 4K.
Okay. So I'm going to join you in the holiday horror world, and I rewatched 2015's Krampus.
Oh, I know nothing about this.
So it's directed by Michael Dougherty.
Dougherty.
Is this your friend, Kim?
Yeah, my friend wrote it.
Oh, funny. Okay. Todd Casey?
Yeah.
So
dear friend Todd Casey. Good guy.
This is the same director as Trick or Treat, which Arrow just recently put out.
Yeah.
Which was actually in the package with Silent Night, Deadly Night for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got that. I'm excited to see that.
I had seen this once before, probably in about 2015 or 2016, and I saw the R-rated cut. And this time I watched the PG-13 rated cut.
Okay.
This movie is about a kind of a dysfunctional family on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of December, dealing with a massive storm that has like whited out everything around them. Also, they're dealing with each other's personalities and what they don't like about one another. And then the titular Krampus arrives, who is I believe, German folk tale that he's kind of the anti-Santa.
Okay.
So where Santa brings gifts to good kids, Krampus like kidnaps bad kids. I will say that I really liked this movie the first time that I saw it, and I did not love it this time around.
All right.
I think that in general, horror movies that are written to be an R-rated movie that are made PG-13 movies suck. This was really no exception. It's a very uneven movie. The second half is like way better than the first. And there are some great practical effects and character designs in this movie. There's a lot of like fun moments in the second half, but the first half kind of drags. It just feels uneven.
Did you watch this on Blu-ray or 4K?
I watched it on Blu-ray. I could only find a used Blu-ray copy of it, which only had the PG-13 cut.
Okay.
There is a Scream Factory 4K, which is called Krampus the Naughty Cut, and that is the 4K. Or excuse me, that is the R-rated version.
I'm looking at that right now, and it's incredibly reviewed in terms of the 4K of it all.
Yeah, I'm sure it looks great. There's like really, I mean, the Blu-ray looked good, fine to good. There are certain things about this movie that really click with me and I think are really awesome. Every time it gets to these like crazy practical effects, there's this Jack-in-the-Box creature that comes up that is like a snake and it's got these really sharp teeth and he's like eating a kid at one point. I was like, this is the coolest movie I've ever seen in my life. Had I just watched the R-rated cut fully, maybe I would feel differently about this screening again, but I'd been wanting to revisit this movie for a long time, and it just didn't hit me the same way that it did originally.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't like it. I just felt like it was uneven, and I was kind of bored through some of the first half.
I want to see it.
Better the second half being, more
Sure,
interesting than the first,
That's rare,
That's
I feel
usually
like.
the case, I feel.
Yes, it is maybe the exception to the rule because oftentimes we a movie peters out. And this one, it just seems to find its footing a bit more. And maybe that's because he's more of a horror director.
Yeah,
so when
definitely.
he had to go more into that realm, it just clicks more. But there's some really funny stuff in this.
Cool. All right, for my last one, this is pretty predictable stuff here, but Kim and I watched the 4K of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Which is just 10 out of 10 delightful stuff. Great 4K. I'd never seen it like that before. It's always fun to revisit things that you have seen many times on this format. A filter kind of goes away over your eyes and suddenly it's just like you're seeing this thing you're so familiar with in such a vibrant new way. I really enjoy how clearly you're seeing actors at that age, especially with older movies. People look so young. It's just bizarre, I feel, when you watch a really clear 4K like that. But blah, blah, fucking blah. This is, of course, the classic Clark Griswold and his family hosting Christmas movie. Just like nonstop physical comedy, slapstick comedy. It's so well written. It's a great Chicago movie. Kim, I know this is a real favorite of yours.
Yeah. I've seen this movie a gazillion times. This and the original Vacation and Vegas Vacation.
This isn't the first Vacation?
No.
Second.
No. Yeah, it's not even the second, it's the third. No,
oh, you're right. It is
Vacation.
the third.
Yeah.
Wow. I always thought this was the first one.
The vacation movies I was raised heavily on. They're very fun.
I got to be honest. I have absolutely no relationship with this movie or this franchise at all.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen this movie?
Yes, but I don't know if I've ever sat down and watched it.
It's produced by John Hughes, so I think you would like it.
I think you'd really like it, Sam.
Yeah, it's very Chicago.
I hate Chevy Chase.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to get past that.
Okay.
Is my advice. It didn't stop me from getting into it and relating to his character. I think his performance is strong enough.
And everyone else is so good. Like, Randy Quaid is so funny.
It's great, dude. It's just a classic. It's one of the classic Christmas movies, and it was fun to revisit it on 4K.
Had you watched this copy of your 4K yet?
No, first time.
Did we get the vacation package?
No, you have a box set of
Yeah.
them on Blu-ray, but we've gotten this one on 4K.
Okay, separately, I see.
And Vegas Vacation is the last one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's
It's
4.
so funny.
Also really good. Yeah.
I love that one.
This is my favorite, though.
I think the original Vacation, the Wally World. I think, Sam, you should start there. It's
No,
really...
I've seen that one for sure.
Okay.
I've never
So
seen
funny.
Euro Vacation, but I've seen
Euro's terrible.
Vegas
I
Vacation for
highly
sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen
recommend
Euro.
not watching that one. It's so
Kim
bad.
talked me out of that one.
All right.
It's bad.
We didn't grow up with a copy of this movie in my house, so it was like a thing that I would see on TV or at friends' houses, but I don't think till I was later in life that I was like, oh, this is such a big thing.
Yeah. My parents are big fans of it, so we had it.
It's so funny how what your parents are a fan of is like how you grow up.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds kind of silly or reductive, but like my mom wasn't a fan of Chevy Chase, so like we didn't grow up watching these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never got that exposure.
Not at
because of
all.
that.
But it's like we watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and The Grinch all the time.
Right. Yeah, they're the curators.
So this was just a standalone 4K then, Kurt?
Correct. Yep.
Cool.
From Warner Brothers. All right, Sam, take us to the finish line.
So this was actually the first movie that I watched for this, but it is my absolute favorite movie that I watched. I think this movie is one of the most important holiday horror movies of all time.
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
And this is 1974's Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this movie is fucking
It's great.
incredible. This is Bob Clark. Bob Clark directed this movie, who like 8 years later goes on to make arguably the most popular Christmas movie of all time, A Christmas Story.
Absolute masterpiece, The Christmas Story.
Incredible.
And yet somehow Black Christmas blows it out of the fucking water. Black Christmas is a holiday set slasher or proto slasher movie that takes place in a girls' sorority around like Christmas break. So there's a lot of girls coming and going from the sorority, and there's a couple who are staying in the house through the holiday. They start getting obscene phone calls from a person who's calling themselves Billy. Mm-hmm. And then kind of as the movie unfolds, we as the audience know that Billy is in the house making calls to the house from a separate line, because there's two different phone lines in this house. The phone calls he's making are like obscene and scary, and they get more obscene and more scary as the movie goes on. And I've seen this movie a lot, and this time when I was watching it, I was fucking terrified. This movie is so unrelenting and so off-putting while being almost entirely gore-free.
Yeah.
And it is like scary. It is super smart in terms of the story and the dialogue and the female characters in it, honestly. Mm-hmm. Olivia Hussey, who is arguably the main character of the movie, is playing a woman who finds out she's pregnant and is going to get an abortion, and her boyfriend gets mad at her, and she's like, yo, shut the fuck up. It's my body, my choice. And for 1974, that's like a huge... Mm-hmm. I just think it's like so impressive as a movie and as a cultural icon. And the fact that it's often left out of a lot of slasher lists or not talked about in the same way that you would talk about, you know, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream. Like, this movie is really good, and it's low budget, but the budget never shows itself. It's just a fucking 5-star masterpiece. I was really, it sounds maybe slightly insane to say, but I was like slightly moved while watching it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, cool.
It's very contained. It's like only a few sets.
Yeah.
Really. It's very small, but very big.
And it's so scary, dude.
Oh my God, yeah.
Early on in the movie, we see Billy from a POV shot enter the house. And the smartest thing that this movie does is that we don't ever figure out who Billy is.
No, that's the key to it being so good.
But it's shot so well. How about that fucking shot when Olivia Hussey goes into a room and she looks around because she heard something, and then she backs out but leaves a door cracked open, and the camera like pushes into the crack in the door, and there's just like a fucking eyeball. Mm-hmm. Like, not like somebody's face has been staring at her from it, and it is like scary. Oh, it makes your skin crawl, dude. It makes your skin crawl.
You told me about this movie, Sam, and I checked it out probably 6-7 years ago, and I remember I watched it alone in my apartment on Christmas Eve or right around it, and the power went out halfway through.
Whoa.
And it was terrifying.
Yeah. Did you upgrade this from Scream?
Yeah.
Okay, I watched the Scream Factory Blu-ray.
I got it in Portland when I was with you.
That's right, at old Music Millennium.
Yep.
Shout out to Music Millennium. But yeah, I just watched the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray looks incredible. It is probably a disc I'll eventually upgrade. Mm-hmm. But I really, really enjoyed my rewatch of it. Also, Margot Kidder's like a drunk mess in this movie, and she's
so
awesome.
Good.
Yeah,
it's a classic. It's one of the best. It's the best Christmas horror movie, certainly.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Definitely,
without a doubt. Honestly, maybe it's recency bias, but this is the best slasher movie in my mind.
Whoa!
Wow,
you like this better than any of the Friday the 13th is? 13th is?
Yeah, no, this is my number one Friday the 13th is. I can have way more fun in a Friday the 13th movie than I can in Black Christmas.
Black Christmas is not fun.
No.
Yeah.
But it's enjoyable in its darkness.
Oh, yeah. But it's like, it's scary.
You know, in Friday the 13th Part 4, Jason like punches through a window, grabs a human being by their face, and like throws them out of the window. Like, you don't see that in Black Christmas, which that's inherently a much more fun scene than anything happening in Black Christmas. But as a movie, Black Christmas blows them all out of the water.
Hell yeah. Good choice. You should upgrade it. It's a good 4K.
Okay.
Scream Factory.
Friend of the show, Sammy Smart from Too Scary Didn't Watch, also loves this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like one of her favorites.
In fact, she's coming over on Christmas and we're going to watch a movie.
We're strongly considering.
It's on the short list.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But there may be some scaredy cats, so.
Do you remember like any of the phone calls? The thing with the phone calls is that they're very hard to hear what Billy is saying.
They're so upsetting.
Yes. He's like got like 3 different voices that he uses on the phone.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's spooky, dude.
The only cinematic phone calls that are more perverted and creepy are in The New York Ripper.
Damn.
They're like the same. It's like Billy transferred over there.
Imagine Billy if he was doing an impression of Donald Duck while he was harassing these poor women.
Say no more. I cannot believe I've not seen The New York Ripper.
I can't believe that either.
I suck, dude.
Give yourself a Christmas treat. Good choices.
Yeah. I tried not to go... Well, that's not true. I went super fucking dark because I was like, whatever. I'm not going to do like It's a Wonderful Life.
I am what I am.
Yeah. What are some honorable mentions? Are there ones that you had that you didn't like?
Well, there's some that we've yet to watch.
Okay.
We've been sitting on a 4K copy of It's a Wonderful Life for like 4 years. I'm going to make sure that happens this year.
Fucking yawn.
I did pick up the kind of similar box set as the Rankin and Bass style, you know, of the Charlie Brown holiday movies.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like Charlie Brown Christmas, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Dude, Great Pumpkin
Just
Charlie Brown
incredible.
is the fucking jam.
There's like a Halloween one in there. There might be 2 Christmas ones. I'm not sure.
Merry Christmas, you old building alone.
So, Sam, you mentioned The Grinch.
Did you?
I bought...
Don't you fucking dare. If you tell me that you bought the live action one, I'm going to lose
I bought
my
the
mind.
Ron Howard, Jim Carrey, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I watched half of it
It's so bad.
for the first time in preparation for this podcast, and the jury's out on whether I'm going to finish it.
It's just.
I think you could put that back in its case and throw it right out a window.
You know, granted that I have not seen the second half of this movie, I don't understand the fandom for this one. People like it.
Really?
Yeah, people like this movie. I found it shockingly bad. I love Jim Carrey. I don't know what's going on in this one. It's rough stuff.
Yeah.
One that I wanted to watch again and I didn't and will eventually do on here is Jingle All the Way. I know we talked about it with Drew.
We'll do it. We'll do it with Drew when the Kino comes out.
I love that movie.
Our old college chum, Jake Lloyd.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's an Arnold movie. And on this pod, we love Arnold.
We worship Arnold.
Worship at the altar. Also, there's maybe a rumor. I believe we put this on our Instagram.
Yes.
But I believe there's a rumor that Arnold is playing Santa in his next movie.
Oh, it's all over Instagram. That's not a rumor. They're shooting it, baby.
So they're shooting this now to come out next Christmas, I'm assuming?
Probably.
They're not going to dump that in March.
It's called The Man with the Bag.
Dog. Is this like an action thriller Christmas movie?
Potentially, I don't know. I think it's a comedy of some kind, but you're damn right I'm there for it. Okay, Sam, before we end our 2024, it's time, one last time, to put wishes out into the physical media universe for titles on formats that do not yet exist. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man. I've been sitting on this one for a minute.
I wish for a Criterion or BFI 4K of The Umbrellas of Cherbourg from 1964.
I wish for an Arrow 4K of Edward Scissorhands. What's up with Umbrellas of Chernobyl? What the fuck did you just say?
Cherbourg. This is a 1964 Jacques Demy musical.
Okay.
Starring Catherine Deneuve.
Ooh, my girlfriend.
A lot of it is set during Christmas. It is a love story, all musical. Every single line is
Sung.
So it's like an opera?
I mean, technically, but it's like there are like musical numbers in it.
It's very lyrical.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure the official term for it,
Yeah.
but
It's one of those French movies.
it's one of those French movies,
It's
man.
what La La Land is ripping off so much.
I never fucking saw that stupid ass movie.
La La Land is very inspired by this movie. I remember blind buying the Blu-ray and
Okay.
knowing around that time and knowing that it was sort of an inspiration for La La Land, which I did like. And it is maybe the only movie that in my life, except for The Dark Knight, shout out, that I watched twice in one day. The first day I saw it, I watched it twice.
Cool.
Just played it again.
And was that because to like get more of a, like, your head wrapped around it?
It just blew my mind so hard that I just loved it so much that I watched it again.
Cool.
I watched it in the afternoon and then again that night. Incredible colors, beautiful story.
It makes you cry every time.
Makes you cry, just
Gorgeous.
a gut punch. There's a Criterion Blu-ray of it, and I know that there was a 4K restoration at Cannes this year, so I'm slightly
cool.
cheating
Okay.
because I think it's probably coming.
Sure.
But yeah, can't wait.
That sounds great. You know I love crying in a movie, so sign me up.
Hell yeah, buddy.
So I wished for Tim Burton's incredible 1990 masterpiece starring Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder and Diane Wiest and Alan Arkin. I consider this a Christmas movie because the climax of this movie takes place at Christmas time, where Alan Arkin is stapling fake snow to his roof and he's singing "On Christmas Day in the Morning." Well, Edward runs down his street and he goes, "Where are you going, Eddie?" Dude, Edward Scissorhands, as somebody
so
who
good.
truly despises Tim Burton in this day and age, Edward Scissorhands is a fucking 5-star masterpiece.
I mean,
And
everything he made right around then was a 5-star masterpiece, though. Let's not forget that.
I mean, he had an incredible run, but now he doesn't make good movies.
I would never argue any of that, but I do think that there is a pinnacle in Edward Scissorhands that his Batman movies can't get to because they're based on IP. And this is
Sure.
his version of, much like David Lynch kind of just makes The Wizard of Oz every movie that he makes, or his version of what he remembers The Wizard of Oz being. This is the height of Tim Burton becoming what he can, where it's Beauty and the Beast, but it's his weird sensibilities. It's the Danny Elfman score. It's the Johnny Depp before he was a monster. It's the perfect potion. It's the Vincent Price stuff. It is this weird fairy tale that is so beautifully told and also has to do with like how the suburbs are draining and awful. Mm-hmm. It's just so good. And I haven't owned this movie since DVD because the Blu-ray reviews were terrible.
I can't believe it's not on 4K.
Where the fuck are we at? That stupid ass Beetlejuice movie came out this year and like made all the fucking money. Why are they not just pumping these 4Ks out?
I bet it'll be out this coming year, because you said it's 90, so it'll be the 30. What is it? 35th anniversary, right?
Jesus, yeah, wow,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Which
I bet
I
it
would
happens.
love like an Arrow big box of that.
It won't be Arrow,
It won't be.
but it's gonna. I don't think so, but I bet it happens. On
You think
4K.
it's just a studio?
Probably.
But whatever, whoever wants to put it out, I will give you my money. Like I haven't seen this movie in a minute. I loved this movie growing up. I remember my mom, doing that mom thing where they say you can rent whatever movie you want when you go to the video store, but they kind of suggest movies to you.
Uh-huh.
And this was like one that she was very much like, I think you would really like this. And watching it, 3 times in the 3 days that we had it from the video store. Like
Yeah.
The best,
dude. The fucking best.
All right, that is it for our last episode of 2024. We will be back in the new year. And Sam, what are we starting with, Sam? What's up first?
Dog. All right.
What have the people been waiting for?
You guys heard it live on a couple episodes ago, but we both bought copies of the 2-pack of Basic and SWAT. 2 movies that literally no one's ever seen and no one has ever asked us for, but we're doing them.
Oh, baby. We're doing them. We're going to do a full recap, live reaction episode on both movies.
I couldn't tell you what year they came out in. It's the early 2000s. Sam Jackson's in both.
Have you seen either of them?
I've seen SWAT. There was a night where Shannon and I got really high and watched SWAT.
Okay.
It might have been Stealth, but I'm pretty sure it was SWAT.
One of them.
We will be back next year with that episode and many, many more.
I want to say from all 3 of us, thank you to everybody who's been on this journey with us. This has been a really fun start to this show and a fun thing to do throughout the year. I've looked forward to recording episodes with both of you. I love talking and hanging out with you guys. So this has been a blast. I've had a great time. I've spent way too much money on shit that doesn't matter.
I think that's all around here.
This is a very expensive show.
But
Tell your friends, everybody, this is a very
please,
expensive show.
like, I love doing the show, and I'm happy to anybody who has come along on this journey with us and listened along. It really does mean the world to me.
Truly,
Yes,
thank
we
you to
love
both of
you.
you. Thank you to everyone out there listening. Thank you to Patrick Laban for our banging
man.
music.
Our man.
Our man, Patrick LeBon.
And have a happy holidays
Yes.
and a fantastic new year. We will see you in a couple weeks. We'll be back with Basic and SWAT.